Hello friends, I hope you guys are doing well and enjoying the fall season. As you know, fall is the ideal time for planting. I garden in zone 6B 7A in Pennsylvania. If this is your first time, special welcome, and if you're returning, as always, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your support. Anyway friends, so in today's video I'm going to share with you where I'm going to put these clearance plants. I did a video already where I went in details with these plants. I'll link it for you down below. I want to share with you where they will be growing in the garden so you can actually see how they will perform over the winter, and then come next year you will see what they look like. I love to not bring clearance plant videos to you, but also share with you where I put them in the garden, right? Anyway, so I have some annuals over here. I need to pull them out. I've been waiting for them to die back. And these salvias, look at them. They're blooming non-stop and not ready to die. Friends, welcome to the front of my yard. This is a very narrow spot. I have a Nandina there. And I have this beautiful Sweet Dreams rose. It probably only get maybe 2 feet tall. It's very petite. And it's such a resilient rose to have in a garden. The bugs, they do not trouble this rose, okay? Just look at the foliage, absolutely gorgeous, right? And the blooms are very dainty. Here is one in the back there, and you can see how the color here, it's like a coral color, but very dainty blooms. And friends, next to it I have a salvia. This salvia, I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna put it in the rose garden in the back, and now's the perfect time for that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna trim around all these dead areas and then take that clump and put it to the back and just put some mulch underneath it, just so that way it could help with the winter. And then I'm gonna put our Nandina in there, yes, because as I said, this area is a very narrow area. Let me see if I can show it to you from over here. So this is the front porch. See how narrow it is? So there's a hydrangea there and there's a spirea there. So I'm gonna put my Nandina in there where it will give me some color. And guess what, friends? I'm gonna pop some bulbs all around it, yes. I'm gonna tuck some alliums in there along with some tulips, yes. And I just have this planter here with some mums on this spot. I've been looking for a rose that would climb up to the top, friends, and just give it some vertical space here. Maybe I could get perennial in the spring to put there. So that's why I have the pot there, because I need something that will give me a vertical interest that will go all the way up and just climb itself up to the top of the porch there. But anyways, let's take out this salvia and let's put this beautiful colorscape Nandina in there. This will get 12 to 20 inches tall and wide, and it's non-hardy in zones 1 to 5, so it's perfect for this spot, right? It's not gonna get big and overwhelming for the spot, and I can't wait to tuck the bulbs in here. It's gonna look so pretty. Friends, with this salvia, I love it, but what I didn't like about it was that, you know, salvia gives you maybe 3 sets of blooms. You can have like spring, summer, and then late fall. So like after the first set of blooms, friends, then you have to cut it back because, you know, it looks kind of funny looking, right? Just like how it looks here. So I never like that in the front here. I always want the front garden bed to look, I don't want to say perfect, but nothing is perfect. I always want the front garden bed to look flawless. Does that make sense? Because it's in the front and that's where your curb appeal is. So I think with this Nandina, this will really make a huge difference, because the Nandina gives you some colors in here and I don't have to worry about cutting back the Nandina. It will just give me that beautiful greenery, and also, friends, winter interest. Yes, your Nandinas give you winter interest in the garden, so that's perfect. And friends, just look at this. These are alliums. Do you see that? And they're already green already. I'm telling you, it's amazing how nature works, right? So anyway, so let's get this out the ground. And I have some tulips here, and over here I have some alliums. I'm just gonna tuck in between here. This, friends, this one is pretty old. I probably have this here maybe 4 years, maybe 3-4 years, I think. I've transplanted salvias before, but friends, their roots look nothing like this. Just look at the roots on here. And this one, I remember this one was the salvia, but the name was Veronica. Look at this, so woody. So I'll put it in the bag and see what happens. It smells so good, and these are really good companion plant for your rose bushes. Anyway, so I'm gonna clean out the hole and get the beautiful Nandina in there. Friends, so on this side I'm gonna put the Autumn Fire Sedum. This will get 18 inches tall and wide. And here's the other one I have in the back. This one is a few years old. This one is the Autumn Joy Sedum. And just to look at it, yes. And remember I was telling you guys in another video, if you see damage on the foliage, it's the birds. So if that's something you did not know, now you know. So do you see all of that? Yep, the first time I purchased this plant, I was saying to myself, what is eating my plant? And one day I was inside the living room sitting there and I saw a ton of birds on it. Then I put one-on-one to get a mate too. And I'm like, oh, it's the birds. So just a side note there for you if you did not know. It provides food for the birds in the spring, the foliage does. And then in the winter, they also pick at these dried blooms in the winter time. So it's much 18 inches is on the shorter side at the front. And then I'm gonna put another one right in here. This one is the Autumn Joy Sedum, and this will get 18 to 24 inches tall and wide. And I love that I'm able to pick up 3 different ones in the front here, so it's pleasing to the eyes. And then here is the Scabiosa plant, which I went in details in the other clearance plant haul video with you. And this will get, I think I get like 2 feet 24 inches tall and wide. And here is an established one. This one is a couple of years old, so that's what it looks like. And that one I told you in the video, the lady said it's blue. There was no tag on it, friends, so I have no clue what the color will be, but that's okay. This one is the pink one. They're known as pincushion or Scabiosa, and they do have the blue, and then they have this blue that looks more like lavender. So we'll see what this color is, but nevertheless I really love them. And as I stated in the other video, they stay evergreen. Yep, the foliage stay just like this as your boxwoods do in the winter, and the blooms will be gone obviously, right, but the foliage stays green. And that's what I love about it too. And I personally think it's underrated. I don't really see this flower, so if you have this in your garden, let me know. But I strongly recommend it. This is my 3rd year with this one, so that's why I'm able to recommend it to you. The only negative, if you want to consider as a negative, is that you have to cut off the spent blooms. And I think that's with a lot of flowers, right? You have to cut off the spent blooms, and it just keep pushing out new blooms for you. It bloom from late spring into fall, yes. Anyway, so, and then also with this, you have to make sure you mulch the base of it. I had a second one I purchased with this one, and the second one died in the winter. So just a side tip for you, make sure you mulch the base of it. So I'm gonna put the new one here, friends. And I want to digress for a second. This is a ballerina thrift I planted in spring. I have 2 of them. I have one here and I have one on the other side, and they did very well. And look what happened here. So I thought to myself, is it dying back? But I don't think it's dying back, because all I did was this and this came out. And I was like digging the ground to see. And if you look at this, friends, it looks decayed, right? So that's what I'm thinking. The plant just rotted out and it died. I don't think it died back to go to sleep for the winter. I don't think so. I think it's dead. So I'm just going to clean this hole out, and then somewhere along in here I'll put this guy here. So my point is, sometimes you win some and sometimes you lose some, right? This is just gardening. Let me show you what the other one looks like. Here's the other one right here. So I don't know, we'll see if it will survive the winter, but as I said, my first time with this plant, ballerina thrift, and we'll see. So far I don't recommend it because of this experience. So I like to recommend stuff after seeing how they perform in my garden for a few years, then I could tell you what I think about them. But anyway, so let's look at the bee. Friends, this is this old pine tree. Look at it, what I told you guys about. I just put bulbs, Leatrice in here, sweet alyssum, just anything that naturalizes, I just tuck it in here. And these are some of those mums that I did from previous years. So anyway, so I'm just gonna tuck the white mums I purchased in here. These were only $2 in clearance, and they're hardy, so they will return in my zone. They're non-hardy from zones 1 to 4. So they will get 12 to 24 inches tall and 16 to 30 inches wide. And as I shared with you guys in the other video, I think this one was that size when I planted it here. So I personally, I don't like to reserve any space in my garden for mums unless in the planters, because they're only one season, right? So I think that's why I don't like doing that. But over this tree I have no problem doing that, because this is where I put all those miscellaneous plants in here. So I just picked up 3 of the white ones, so that way it will give some color in the fall season. All these brown flowers you see in the oleatres, oh my goodness, they were so pretty in the summer and they naturalize just like daffodils. And that's why I just put a ton of them over here, and the pollinators can enjoy them also, and they give great winter interest. So anyways, let's get these mums in the ground. It looks like it's supposed to rain, but I checked the app and it's not supposed to. But maybe it's just the time of the year. It's getting dark already. Friends, I'm down in the flamingo garden bed where I have lots of different shades of pink in here. Yeah. We have snapdragons, we have Gara, we have king coral, celosia, we have a double knockout rose in here, and don't forget my newfound love, Cleome. Yes. So there's a lot of pinks going on in here. We have Leatris also. We have some winter interest. We have Spirea. We have Nandina. We have Boxwood. We have a blushing bright hydrangea. So friends, right here, I'm going to put this beautiful pink Garo. So I'm just going to move this celosia. It's okay. It's an annual. It's not going to survive my zone. So I'm just going to take it out and put it here. And as I said to you guys before, I'm trying to do more perennials and less annuals. But this I did from seed, so it's okay. So we're going to tuck the Gara right here. This is, I keep saying Gara. I'm going to tuck the yarrow in here. This is a new vintage violet. And let's see how big it will get. It will get 12 to 14 inches tall and wide. It's hardy from zones 4 through 9. And it blooms late spring through summer. So I'm very excited about this. And I actually have a white one over there. They're native plants. So anyways, getting late, let's get this guy in the ground. And then here we have this beautiful pink dragonfly, Virginia pig squeak. It says dairy resistance, low maintenance plant. And this will get 15 inches tall. It's very small. It's on a smaller end, and it's hardy from zones 4 through 9. And friends, it's a plant where it can be seen in the winter to enjoy the deep purple foliage and bright early spring flowers. Yes. So my first time with this, look how pretty it is. So I was thinking of trying to divide it. It looks like there's clumps here, but I don't know. As I said, my first time with it. So let's see. So I'll be putting this where in the front right here of the back garden bed, and it says it prefers full sun, but I remember the lady at the private garden center told me to keep it in the shade. Not sure why, but that's what she said. So I'll put it in part sun. Anyway, so let me see if I could divide this, or if not, just plant it as one plant. All right friends, so here's my madness going on here. So this dirt is from when I made a new garden bed in the front. I saved the dirt and I kept it in the wheelbarrow. And friends, I'm telling you, I'm so amazed, because what happened is that the grass I cut out right up, as you can see, and I just knocked out the clump from the grass, and I got all this dirt. So I've been using this dirt all over the garden, and you can see it's just rich and it's moist, and I'm just loving it, right? And then down in the back, all the way down behind there, is I normally compost my grasses and like my pieces I make from my new bed. But I had it in here. But anyways, I digress, but for a reason. So I'm gonna use this to build up this bed. I'm not sure if you can notice a difference here, right? Use my hand as a level. So when this bed was made, which I knew, and I knew I had to fix it, right? You can see right there, it's like a dip, right? It's lower than this side, and I noticed when it rains, the water would collect right there in that side. Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna add this dirt here and see if I can build it up just a little. It doesn't need to be built up a lot, but just a little. I'm just gonna utilize the dirt, put it in here, and then we're gonna plant some more plants over this side. It's a project I've been putting off, and I figure I have free dirt, why not use it in the garden? So let me get this clean up, and this gotta go. It's been blooming and coming to an end, friend. It just gotta go, right? And as I said to you before, I don't know how I feel about planting this before. This is one plant I grew from seed, and it's like a shrub. It takes over everything. You probably heard me say it before, the Kilimanjaro marigold. Great as cut flowers. I love it as cut flowers, but it just needs its own space. Anyway, so I'm gonna pull this out, and friends, look at the impatiens. These impatiens are the best, okay? I'm telling you, they will bloom until the first frost hits them. Our temperature went down to, I think it's 36, and I think it's either 30 or 32 is frost here in PA 6B7A. And look at these guys still. Yeah, so we got this close to getting our first frost, but it hasn't officially hit us as yet. But anyways, let me get this in the garden, then let me show you how everything is looking after. As I said before, I just want to be done with this garden stuff. We're in October going towards November. I just want to be done. The only thing I have left to do is my bulbs. I still have some bulbs over there I need to put in the ground, and probably containers, and I'll share those with you in another video. Hey friends, so I'm done planting. I am so excited that's out of the way. It's getting cooler here, so you know, at this point you just want to be done, right? If you can. Anyways, let me go around and share with you where I put those plants. So right off behind this sign here we have the sedum, and I did that so it will complement this one over here. And then the third one is planted right here in the pollinator garden bed, and I share with you in another video why I planted this one here. And let me show you a surprise, friends. It's been a week since we planted these plants. Look what we have here. This is the Scabiosa pincushion, and I think we have a butterfly on it. Friends, someone just stopped there to ask me about my garden. Anyways, I get so much compliments, and I'm telling you, I do this because I just love to garden. But seeing and hearing the compliments I get, it brings joy to strangers, right? So if you can do something just to make us happier in this world, why not? Anyways, so remember I was telling the lady said this was blue, and I was saying to you guys, I'm not sure if it's the true blue or the blue purple. Look friends, it is blooming. Look at the color. So it matches the others I have, which is more of the pink lavender, not the true blue, but I'm okay with that, right? But I was so excited that it's blooming, so I can actually share with you what color it is. And just look at this butterfly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab some leaves from around the fallen tree, not fallen tree, I'm gonna grab some leaves from the tree that lose leaves from the tree in the fall, and just tuck it underneath here just to give it some insulation throughout the winter. I do have 2 bags of mulch remaining, but I'm saving them for another project I have in the garden because I'm done buying mulch. After those 2 bags are done, that's it for me. Anyway, so here we are, our beautiful Scabiosa pincushion, and I told you guys before, it's an evergreen in the winter. Yes, and it gives flowers in the spring, summer, and fall, as you can see. Alrighty, so let's go to the back, and I'm trying to remember what else I planted, but let's take a walk to the back and see what else we planted together. Friends, we're in the back and the birds are out. I saw 2 bluebirds playing in the sky, and I tried to capture them on video, but they were gone. It's like they were dropping and the other one was dropping, catching the other one. I don't know what it was, but it was really cool to see that. But anyway, here we have this hummingbird mint plant, and as you see right here, yep, I put a lot of leaves just to insulate it, and this one has the orangey looking blooms on here. So this is a butterfly garden, so that's why I put it in here. Alrighty, and then let's go down to the flamingo garden bed, and that's where I planted the pink weed. Friends, just look at this bed, okay? Look at this bed. Sun is out. Here's the cleome. Just look at this bed. These plants are just keep blooming. The roses are just loving the season, just love it. The Gara's doing a great job, still blooming. And the snapdragons are going on. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Here is our pink jewelweed, which I told you guys is native. I'll come in and add more leaves around here. I'm just gonna use the leaves, right, just to insulate it. And don't be afraid to use leaves as mulch in your garden, especially around this time you have the leaves falling. if you have leaves falling from your trees, just use it to insulate plants in your garden. And look at this. I don't know, it looks like a pigeon to me. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a pigeon. Friends, I can't tell you how many birds I have in the garden, and squirrels. Squirrels, you're not welcome, but the birds are. Anyway, let's go up to the top and let me show you what I did with the garden bed. But taking a look of this pollinator garden bed while we still have some blooms going on. Here's my Easter basket rose. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at the buds on there. And the snapdragons. Just everything is looking good. Even the sedum is putting out new blooms, friends. Just look at that. Just loving it. Alrighty, let's pan around slowly and let's here's this bed where I told you guys I wanted to level it off, so I put the extra dirt over there, as you can see, and I planted the pig squeaky, I think that's the name of it, right here. And I was trying to see if I can separate it, and I did get a little one off, so I put the little one right in there. And here is the other sedum I planted, and I had a liope right there. I put that there. That was from my neighbor up the street. And friends, look at this. What tracks are these? Do you see that? Oh my goodness. Oh, they're everywhere. What animal was that? Oh my goodness, that's kind of scary. I don't think that is a squirrel. Do you see those holes there in the ground? Unless it was a squirrel's digging, because they've been out crazy with their nuts in their mouth trying to plant. I think that's, I don't know, just seem like it's a different animal, but who knows, right? And the ground is really hard now, so for the animal to penetrate the ground like that, that is crazy. Wow, look at that. That's unbelievable. What animal was that? Anyways, I digress there. And then right here where I did the sedum, do you see that? Look like an animal was digging right there too. I'm telling you, you just never know. That's why if you're planting your bulbs, friends, go deep with your bulbs, okay? 3 times the size, pat down on the ground really hard, put mulch on top, put fallen twigs on top, put leaves on top, and try not to leave that dirt mess that you normally would do when you're planting, because these squirrels are getting crazy around this time of the year. Anyway, so this is what the bed looks like. And I like what it looks, and I like the way it looks. You can see this side look better, right? With the dirt I put over there. Alright friends, I hope you guys are doing well, but I just wanted to show you what I do with my clearance plant. And I love sharing. When I plant them, I love sharing with you so you can actually see where I put them. But get out there. If you have plans to plant, try to get them in the ground, okay? Because I know time is flying. Depends on what zone you're in. Your first frost gonna come. We went down to 30-something degrees. We got very close to hitting our first frost. But I think our first frost is not until, I think it's November. End of October or early November. I'm not even sure which one. But just a side note there for you. Get your plants in the ground. Insulate them with leaves. If you have fallen leaves or some mulch. And let them be. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Oh my goodness, look at Mr. B. So pretty, right? And as I'm showing this Montauk Daisy, strongly recommend it. There's a lot at the clearance section at Lowe's on clearance. Look at that, so pretty. And it's been blooming for such a long time. And you could see it attracts all different insects, pollinators, bees. They all just love it. Alright friends, so I'll see you in the next video. I'm working on another video to share with you, so I'll see you in the next one. And I hope you guys are doing well and enjoying this beautiful fall season. And thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching. Truly appreciate your support as always. Thank you so much friends. Cheers.